So the first card you have your past is the Five of Cups. Yes. Yeah, look at this poor man. So obviously there's a lot of sadness, a lot of disappointment here. What's standing out to me the most here on this card is the bridge that's just behind this man. Someone was definitely thinking about you at this time. I think they were missing you. I think this is someone from your past. I think something happened between you, and I think whatever happened scared them. I think they were a little bit scared as they were coming up to this separation about a few things in your relationship, and then what happened at the end really scared them, and that was the end. That's what I'm seeing there. I'm really picking up on this feeling of being scared. It's really strange, actually. They were scared when they were around you as well. That's what I keep on seeing. I don't know why. Not scared of you. It's not like you came around looking like a monster or something. But they were scared. There was something they were scared of. And I'm just getting this feeling right now that maybe they felt that they weren't good enough, that they had to change something about themselves, or they had to even something up between you. That's the feeling I'm getting. So it's like, okay, this is what I'm seeing. There was some kind of big difference in something between the two of you. I don't know if it was something like education level, background, some big difference in something. It was something like that. And I think this always bothered them deep down. And I think they didn't say anything for a while, but then after a while, it was really getting to them. It was really bothering them. It's a little bit of, what will people think? That's the kind of thing I'm getting around that. And it was kind of just in the back of their mind. But you actually had a lot in common. You had a lot more in common than you had differences. But they were seeing these kind of things that people could see. But what you had in common was things that people can't see. I hope that makes sense. It's like, you're really similar in a lot of ways. You could see yourself in them, personality-wise. And I think it was the same for them as well. There's still this bridge that they were afraid to cross. And I think they probably still are afraid. And I don't know if you realised that they really wanted to cross this bridge and they were thinking about you and they wanted to come back and talk to you. I don't know if you know that, but they were afraid. So, I don't think you did know that, because I think the impression you had was that you just, that they just didn't care, and that they just went off, they were just apart from you, and they were just living their life. And I think you just decided to live your life as well and just get on with things. But there's this, I'm really feeling this pull here. They feel this pull toward you. And I also think you might have felt that pull toward them. I think it was not something that was huge. It was in the back of your mind, or you're feeling it. It was like you're going along, and then every now and again you'd get this feeling, oh, I really do miss them. And then I'm just going to let that go. And it goes away, and you're going along, you're doing your work, doing everything else. And then suddenly you feel this like, oh, I really do miss them again. So it's not that often and it doesn't last, but it's kind of there. And so that's what I mean by that. But they were feeling that a lot stronger than you. They were really feeling this pull at this time. That's what I'm seeing. I hope that all makes sense to you. So the next card you have your past, the World. Yeah, I think they might have been far away from you. I don't know if they always were. I don't know if this was long distance or whether after this separation they moved away. It might be that, because I'm seeing travel and I'm seeing freedom in this card. So I think the fact that you were far away from each other might have been another barrier for them as well to crossing that bridge. Or they might have, I don't know, they might have moved away after the separation. But yeah, this is one of the barriers they have in their mind, I think, as well. And, they're in their life, they're set up somewhere else, wherever. And I think for you to actually be able to get together properly, I think there'd be a lot of logistical problems for one of you or for both of you. But again, I don't think the main thing that was stopping them was anything practical. They were pulled toward you, and that wasn't anything to do with anything logical or practical. It was just feelings. But also, the big thing that's stopping them from actually coming toward you is this fear of crossing over. And just, just when I said that word crossing over, it just makes me think of crossing over into anything. The words crossing over can be really scary anyway, especially when you don't know what's on the other side. People can be afraid of death, which people call crossing over for that reason, because they don't know what's on the other side. They don't know what's there. So this is how they were feeling. They don't know, or they still might not, they don't know what's on the other side. They don't know what you're going to say to them. They don't even know what they're going to say to you. But it doesn't matter about that. There's still this pull that they're feeling. There's nothing logical about it. It's just there, and they just want to come close to you. Because the world can be about things coming into completion, full circle. They want to come into completion with you, and they might even be feeling incomplete without you. So that's what I'm getting in that as well. So the last card you have your past, the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, so I'm seeing this again. So I know this is specific. I'm sorry if this doesn't resonate, but I'm seeing this very specific thing about this person who's missing you. They're afraid to come to you. I keep on seeing this. So I'm seeing this pull again in this card. What I'm getting in this card mainly is that they're thinking about how they can kind of close that gap, that thing, that difference you had between you. And I think they're thinking about how they can improve themselves so that they can do that. That's what I'm seeing there. Now, I don't think you really care what they do. You don't really care. But for them, it means a lot. It's in their mind, this difference. I keep on seeing that. And they might have even commented on it. When you were together, they might have said something like, oh, people will wonder why we're together. They'll look at us and say, why are they together? It's that kind of thing I'm getting. And so then they were focused on that. They were focused on things like that. They weren't like that so much at the beginning, but I think it got worse as time went on. Because if you look at these people on this card, these three people, one of them's a monk, and the person next to them is a bit like a jester or a comedian. And the one standing on the bench, he's like the worker, he's a stonemason or an architect or something. And so I think this is what they feel they need to be, or aspire to, or do to have any kind of chance with you. They want to be fun to be around, like the jester. They want to work toward being more spiritual. That's where we see the monk. And they want to progress and work hard like this worker. So they want to be all these amazing things for you to kind of show you how amazing they are. But to you, you love them as they are. That's what I keep on seeing. And this whole thing kind of went, it separated for some reason. And I think there was this kind of, it didn't feel good enough. And I think it came out in other ways. It came out in them kind of distancing themselves from you, not wanting to talk to you, and it was all because, this is what I'm seeing, it was all because they didn't feel good about themselves. They saw this distance, and now they still feel the distance, but they think that they want to change that, and they think that's the way to come back to you. There's still also that fear. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the first card you have your present is the Six of Wands, which is a fantastic card. I'm seeing a few things here. I think you might be feeling a little bit lost yourself emotionally. I'm seeing a lot of up and down emotions, maybe even some mood swings. I think you are trying to keep a lid on these moods. I don't think a lot of people around you know that this is how you're feeling. But I think your big focus has really been on work at this time, because there aren't emotions in work. You can just focus on that without having all these feelings. And I think it still is. I think you're working quite hard. I think you might be putting in a lot of extra hours. And I think you might also be losing a bit of sleep, actually, because I'm seeing you waking up and, thinking about work, thinking about everything you have to do the next day, checking your phone, reading things on your phone to kind of help you to kind of get back to sleep. And then you kind of wake up again and it all repeats itself every 5 minutes. It's that kind of situation I'm seeing. But I don't think you have anything to worry about. Your work's really good. I think you're probably worrying a lot more than you actually should be. I'm definitely not seeing any big problems there around work at all. I think you're being a bit hard on yourself, actually. What I'm seeing in this card is you're probably going to get some recognition for something work-related, I think. And yeah, I think you might even be getting a pay rise or a bonus or something like that. But what I'm seeing is, this might sound a bit strange to you now, but later on you'll know what this is. I think you're going to be given some kind of object, and that symbolizes your achievements. I'm seeing something that you get going on display in your home or in your office or somewhere like that. So it's like you're getting recognition, and you're getting kind of financial recognition for that. I don't know, financial recognition, I suppose the word is, or you're getting a pay rise or some money, but you're also getting something. I don't know whether it's an award or a plaque, or I don't know. You're going to get something, and it's going on display. That's what I'm seeing. Now, this isn't going to come in for a while, but I think you have this card here to remind you that you're doing a lot better than you realize. So try not to worry so much. Keep on doing whatever you're doing. Just keep going with whatever you're doing, but try to relax a little bit more if you can. I mean, because you're not sleeping. That's what I'm seeing in this card. There's a lot of stress around this. Maybe try to meditate if that's something you do. But just knowing this might help you, that you are going to be recognized. There's actually nothing wrong. Don't stress so much. You're doing really well in the way that you're going. So I hope that reassures you if you are going through this stress. So the next card you have your presence, the Ace of Pentacles. Fantastic, fantastic card. So yeah, again, money coming to you. And again, recognition is going to come to you. I think there might be something you might be trying to do on the side as well. What I'm seeing is, I'm actually seeing a pencil or a pen, I think it's a pencil, moving up and down. So I think you might be drawing or writing, or it might be both. Maybe it's something you're illustrating. You might be illustrating your own thing you're writing, a book or something. So, if this is resonating, I think this is a sign to keep on going with that. As well, and don't stress about that either. I think you're being led with this thing. I really, really do. I think you're being led because you have the Ace of Pentacles. I think sometimes you do feel a bit uninspired when you're doing this, and I think when you get that feeling, it might make you think that you might be on the wrong track, or you shouldn't be doing this or something. Now, you should be doing this. You should be doing this. Now, this kind of thing, this uninspired feeling, this kind of tired feeling and all of that, it happens with all creative things, and it happens with everything, not even non-creative things. People get writer's block. I'm trying to say people get writer's block. So even the best-selling authors get writer's block. Everyone gets it at some time. The best artists in the world look at a blank canvas and they're kind of blank for a while. It happens to everybody. So don't think this is a sign showing you not to do this. Just keep working. If it's writing, just write, and something will come out of it. Or if it's it's art, or a painting or drawing, just work, because work makes work. And sometimes just the process of being in front of the page and doing it, that can spark more ideas. If you just start writing anything, even if you just start writing, I don't know what I'm doing here, this is really rubbish, why am I like this, this is blah, and then something comes out of that, a few little words, and oh yeah, and then that can spark an idea. So don't get out of the habit of doing this. Keep on doing this. Just get in front of the page. Doesn't matter. Get in front of the page. Put your face in front of the page and keep going. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Don't give up. The last card you have your present is the Nine of Wands. So yeah, again, I'm getting this emotional low, and maybe that's why you're going through that writer's block or that creative block or whatever it is in the Ace of Pentacles, because sometimes when you're low in mood, you're kind of like that with everything, doesn't matter what it is. And I also think you might be reliving something that was said to you a long time ago, and that might be getting you down. I think someone said something quite nasty to you, and it might be making your confidence go down a little bit at this time. And you don't do this very often. You don't usually dwell on old things that people say. You're fire. You're all about pushing forward, the future. What can I do now? You're always trying to move forward. But I think, you're just in this low mood, and all I can say about that is it's going to pass. I know it feels horrible when you're in the middle of that. I know that myself. But again, you're keeping your feelings to yourself, I think. You're not telling anyone about this. Because the man on this card looks as if he's hiding. He's kind of trying to blend in with these wands. So I just want to tell you that, if you're going through this right now, you shouldn't feel guilty about wanting to be by yourself. It's absolutely fine. Obviously, it's not great to be like that all the time, but there are times when you just need that. You just need to be alone. You might even be having a little bit of time off at this time, because I'm just seeing you removing yourself from the outside world a bit. And yeah, it's fine to be like that sometimes, but if you're still going through this right now and you're overthinking about things that were said to you, making you feel like, oh, I can't do anything, and I'll never be able to achieve this, and I'll never be able to do that, and I'm not good enough at work, all that kind of stuff. Don't focus on the past and everything that anyone said to you. I know it's hard, but to get yourself out of that focus, try to sit there and plan things. Think, okay, what do I need to do to get to my goal? If I want to do this, what do we need to do? Okay, I'll write that down. I'll write this down. Write lots of lists down. And I think then you'll be back to your old self. You'll be pushing yourself forward, because that's in your true nature, to plan and to do and to push yourself forward. That's what you like, your fire. So, and I think if you look at your plans, if you look at your lists and everything, that's going to inspire you to kind of get moving sooner, and then you'll get out of this mood sooner. The more you do, the easier it will be to get out of this. So, and I'm not seeing this mood lasting. I'm really not. And these are wands, these are action, moving forward. So it's not going to last for long. You'll get yourself back quite soon if you haven't already. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the first card you have your future is the Six of Cups. Right, so yeah, this can be the reunion card, and I think there is going to be some kind of reunion between you and this person in the Five of Cups. Again, I think it's going to take a lot of time for this to happen. They're still afraid. They have this huge fear. I keep on seeing that all the time, all through this reading. And you also have to think about whether this is what you want. I mean, you did separate, so there was a reason for that. There was some kind of problem. So you have to think about, is this what I want? There might have been some differences between your families as well. This card can be about family. But again, a lot of their worries were, and maybe they still are, about surface things. Maybe in their eyes, you looked a little bit mismatched from the outside for some reason. From the inside, I think you were perfectly matched. I can see that all over this. And that's all you cared about. All you cared about was how you both felt on the inside, and that's the way you should be. So hopefully, eventually, they won't just be like, oh, I have to improve, I have to be better to get you. Hopefully, they'll realise that, and they'll just think, no, how I feel is enough, and how they feel about me is enough. I don't need to improve myself. There's nothing wrong with improving yourself, but I think they're very misguided in why they're doing it. That's what I'm seeing. So yeah, I think they will come toward you. They definitely will. They have this very, very strong pull. So it is going to happen. So the next card you have your future is the Page of Cups. Yeah, so this is about messages, and this is about love messages, this card. So when they do connect with you again, I think it's going to be very light communication, fun, maybe some little jokes, maybe just, hey, how are you today? And light things, nothing heavy, little messages. And I think what's going to happen is they're just going to start testing the waters. I think, they're still going to be afraid. So instead of jumping right in, they're just going to put their toe in to test the water to see what it's like. And then they're going to keep on kind of going forward slowly if everything's okay for them. So, and I think if you do decide to see them again, I think you'll probably start off as friends. It's going to be friendly, very light, very slow moving. I'm seeing messages going backwards and forwards, but very slow moving messages, because, this is going to go very, very slowly between you. And you might even be friends for a long, long time before anything else happens. That's if you decide to see them. That's what I'm seeing now. So the last card you have for your future is the Two of Cups. Yeah, this is showing me again this is worth pursuing. I know you might, I don't know how you feel. I can't really get very clearly how you feel. I know you have been thinking about them. That was in the Five of Cups. But they're feeling this pull a lot stronger than you. So it's really hard for me to see how you're feeling. I know how they're feeling. But you did connect on a very deep level, and it was internal. That's what I'm seeing in this card as well. You had very deep conversations, and I think even when you had conversations that weren't so deep, you just understood each other. And again, that closeness wasn't seen from the outside. But yeah, there is a very, very strong bond there. I'm seeing that again. And yeah, that's very, very clear on this card. So yeah, they are going to talk to you. They are going to come close to you. And I actually think, even though I'm unsure of how you feel, I do actually think that you might end up at least being friends, if not more. That's what I'm seeing. Don't be angry if you disagree. So Leo, I hope this resonated, but you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like, please subscribe, or leave a comment if that's what you like to do. And thank you so, so much for watching.